Your renowned highness of our men, it seems you have decided that the whole of the northern army should visit the Duchy of Milan. And while it is always a delight to see you, would you mind explaining to me why you have marched this far south and into my lands? My first assumption would be that you wish to sample the wines from our renowned vineyards. But I don't see why a guard of, 40,000 men would be required. Your Highness, Milan is an independent state, and I advise you to address me by your grace, as is proper, or I may have reason to cut this conversation short. Apology accepted. I will attribute the rudeness to your Highness being tired from traveling. So back to the matter at hand. Why exactly should I bend the knee? Many years ago, though it was, we were to be joined in matrimony, not bloodshed. And now you march an army to the gates of your former betrothed. So enlighten me, your Highness, as I can't seem to recall where it all went wrong. The tribute stopped because His Majesty, your father, altered the deal decades after the terms had been set. The agreed-upon amount was hardly insignificant, yet we were happy to pay for your family's effort in our independence. However, what your father further demanded was closer to abandon's ransom than asking for restitution. As for trading with your enemies, what else were we supposed to do when such outrageous taxes were being placed upon our goods? Even our most established merchants were going bankrupt, trying to sell in your ports. We have been through such negotiations in the past year, and we have both seen them lead nowhere. We all know this is your father's doing. His Majesty demands too much. I cannot put my lands and people under that much stress. His Majesty, on the other hand, needs it to fund his next conquest. He has a mind for war and not much else. While it may have freed my people, it has no place in a time of peace. Though you are far more suited for it. When I heard that he sent you, I had hoped that was why. I hoped that the army was just a show of force, and that you were here to make amends with your gentle words and soft touches. I have not forgotten such things from the times we have shared. But now I see your father has sent you south with a blade in hand. Do not worry, I won't ask you to disobey his orders. With pride like his, he may even call it betrayal. He threatened your claim when he sent you off, didn't he? He promised it to your brother. Of course he did. The threat of that sadistic fool on the throne is certainly one way to motivate a kind soul like you. He'd have ended up at war with half the continent by the end of his coronation party. It is good to hear you laugh again. I have a feeling the journey here did not give you much reason for joy. To think that if your father had just waited all those years ago, we would have been wed, and we could be sipping wine and feasting in the most luscious gardens Milan has to offer. But now, most likely, you'll have to set them aflame. Do not make promises of restraint and mercy in war. I know you may aim to complete your orders without blood and fire, But I cannot lay down my arms and throw my people to the wolves. You cannot hope to starve us out. Our stores will last the year. Even then, our navy is far better equipped than yours. You'll have no chance of an effective port blockade. Unless the gods decide to interfere, this siege could last years. Fine. I will at least hear what His Majesty's terms for my surrender are. But I doubt I shall like them very much. Pardon, Your Grace. I don't think I heard you correctly, because it seems that your father wishes for me to surrender every last drop of my power to him, just so he can send me to the gallows? Oh, only exile. I never expected His Royal Majesty to be such a paragon of mercy and grace. The very gods must have a seat ready for him at their side. Tell me what kindness he would have planned for my people, for a duchy cannot rule itself. Your brother. Of course. The man has no idea how to take charge of himself, let alone a whole duchy. He'd ruin everything my father and myself have worked for. Surely His Majesty can see that. Or has greed blinded him so much all these years? You must know why I can't simply kneel or slip away. Your father will doom Balan and my legacy with it. If you were to take the throne and reinstate me after your father's death, how far in the future will that moment be? How many years must my people suffer under his rule? Your father is a warmonger and a brute, but he is neither weak nor stupid. He has many more years left in him yet, I would suspect. Oh, please do not apologize for your father. I know the position he has put you in. I know that defying him would be cause for civil war. Your father may be celebrated as a hero and general. Your father may be celebrated as a hero and general by his people. But it is you who is loved by them. Your kindness and wisdom has brought them security and comfort. Look at me, my love. I do not blame you for taking care of your people. I just wish your father did not make you have to choose between me and them. But I suppose I can handle myself, and they will need your guiding hand in the years to come. You wear the same expression as you did when we first met. Was I really that intimidating to you that I filled you with such worry? Place you at the head of an army or on the throne of a kingdom and you won't flinch, yet I place myself in front of you and you can't help but stutter and blush. I do hope this works out in the end, but this parley is over. I don't think we have anything else to discuss, Your Grace.